Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to this week's show. How did you guys make out for Halloween or Samhain? Did you survive the frost and the cold and the snow? I know you guys south of us from like Indiana, Ohio, bottom of the state down, probably were okay. But let me tell you, those of us in Michigan, we had snow. About a half inch of snow in lower Michigan. I hear the UP of Michigan got about 2 inches of snow. We're not even going to talk about Minnesota or northern Wisconsin or other northern states because I'm sure they had a lot worse. But what is with this weather? I am almost, almost considering for the last 2 weeks of October going south so that I can just have a nice Halloween. Because I remember as a child, way back when, our Halloweens here in Michigan were actually hot. I remember being a young child carrying around that paper grocery bag and it almost disintegrating because my hands were sweating so much, struggling carrying that big bag of candy around. It was that warm here in Michigan, 60s, 70s, perfect, perfect weather to go trick or treating. And now we're lucky if it's 40 degrees and not snowing. Instead of the war on Christmas, it's the war on Halloween. I would really like to know who is causing this bad weather. But we survived. I didn't get to go out in my costume. I did all of my Halloweening earlier in October, getting to wear my favorite costume, getting to go do my favorite things. And I just stayed in last night because when you're watching freezing rain coming down, there's nothing fun about that. So I end up staying home. But I did hit the Halloween sales this morning and I got some good stuff. So kind of made up for it. But still, come on, give us a nice 50, 60-degree night for Halloween. Come on, just make it happen. We had 70 degrees last Friday. 70, almost, actually, in some areas of the state, it was almost 80 degrees. Beautiful, gorgeous weather. And then I don't know who told Jack Frost to come flying in, but I really wish something would have met him in the air and gobbled him up. But it didn't happen. And I could name any number of cryptids that could have interfered and made it a much nicer Halloween if they had just eaten Jack Frost. Yeah, I'm going to have to talk to Mothman or Thunderbird because they need to step up their game and they need to take out whoever is screwing up the weather. Mother Nature, we're going to have ourselves a talk. But moving on. So I have a surprise for everybody. If you are in the Michigan area this weekend, come to the Soaring Eagle Casino in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, because the Mid-Michigan Paracon is happening this weekend. And I will be vending both Saturday and Sunday. And I am the headliner presenter for Sunday afternoon. I will be talking about lake monsters. We have a huge schedule of presenters for both days. We have some of the best psychic mediums in the country there this weekend. to do readings. Patty Negri, who runs University Magica that I teach for, she will be there doing a gallery reading, but she'll also have readings available at her table, which is, pretty cool because she's actually really, really good. Mama Mary will be there. She is phenomenal. Exie Bruce Smith, she is so very on point, one of the best readers I know, and she will set you on your path. So come out, check out what the convention has to offer, and if at any point you get bored, I mean, it's a Paracon, they have 3 rooms of vendors. How could you get bored? But if you do get bored, there's a casino just down the hall. You don't even have to go outside. You just walk out the convention door into the main hallway, walk 100 feet down the hallway, and you're in the casino. Pop a $5 bill into the machine and play away. Either way, it's going to be a wonderful, fun weekend. So come on out and join us. And, they call the vendor rooms, it is the Magickal marketplace. And this is where everybody who is into the paranormal, cryptozoology, if you have friends or family members who are into the paranormal or cryptozoology, this is where you can get those really cool gift ideas. One of a kind, unique items to sell, or not to sell, to buy for those friends, for those family members, and know that nobody else is going to have these items. So come on out, do your shopping, sit in the room, listen to the vendors, play at the casino. There's free pop if you go into the casino. Didn't know if you knew that. If you ever go to Paracons at casinos, every casino has fountain drink machines. Take full advantage of them. I do. So hope to see you guys out there. Like I said, I will be vending. Not quite sure which room yet, but I will be there all weekend. And if you do come to the event, stop by, say hello. I will, sit and chat with you, talk cryptids, talk paranormal. So come on by the table or come hear me present. And like I said, my presentation is on lake monsters. I am pretty much the expert on lake monsters here in the Great Lakes. So hope to see you guys there. And seeing as we are now, and well, it is November. It's November 1st. So for those unfamiliar with the Great Lakes, I will be touching upon in the next coming weeks. I will be talking about here on the podcast some of the interesting aspects of our Great Lakes paranormal history. And next week's episode is going to be dedicated to the shipwrecks, the ghost ships, the ghosts, and all lives lost on the Great Lakes. Actually, it'll be dedicated to all lives lost due to maritime disasters, because November 11th, the day after the sinking of the famous Edmund Fitzgerald, is the National Day of Remembrance for all lives lost to maritime disasters, both internationally and nationally. So, with so much boating activity, so much accidental deaths here, not only on the Great Lakes, but on the oceans, on the rivers, on, lakes all over the world. It's a way of paying tribute to those that we have lost. And like I said, it's November 11th, and that happens the day after the anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald, which is why they chose that date. And I will go into more detail on that next week and explain more about that and the Edmund herself, and maybe give some history on the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald and some of the better known wrecks on the Great Lakes and some of their stories. So we will see how much I can get in one episode next week. But like I said, it's November, and it's very much true what Gordon Lightfoot said in his song. Lake Superior never gives up her dead, and the witch of November comes calling early. Because when the gales of November start coming across the Great Lakes, the only thing that stops them is when they hit landfall. If you're a ship that's caught in their path, you either survive the storm or you sink beneath the waves. So that is something that historically we now know here in the Great Lakes is you cannot trust the Great Lakes from November to March. And most ships are in the dry docks and off of the lakes by mid-November. And any that are caught out on the lakes after that, say a prayer for them, because the Great Lakes are not kind when the winter winds are blowing. So I will be talking about that in the next few weeks. But mostly everybody this week is just, we're recovering from Halloween. We're recovering from trying to do as much Halloween as we could last Friday, with it being 70 to 80 degrees here in Michigan. And I think all the other Great Lakes states were enjoying the same warm day. But, got in what we could, made the most of it, and I think we did a pretty good job. But now it comes the task of taking down the Halloween decorations and putting them away. If it wasn't for the fact that the tombstones outside are actually made of styrofoam, I might be bribed to keep them up all year, but yeah, who am I kidding? The snow will tear those apart. So when the sun's shining again, I guess I will walk outside and pull up the tombstones, take down the ghosts, and put them in their little storage tote for the weekend. And then maybe move them out to the garage after that. Who knows? Maybe I can just find a good hiding spot for them on the porch. That might be the best bet. But my salutes to everybody, especially on Tilson Street, who do a fantastic job decorating for Halloween every year. You guys are inspirational, and I love seeing the decorations and brave that cold weather as we take down the Halloween and put up the Christmas. Oh. Well, at least we got to enjoy our Halloween decorations. But until next week, I want you guys to stay curious out there, go exploring, enjoy this world of ours, and tune in next week as I talk about shipwrecks on the Great Lakes. Bye.